the libation has changed. And it's Sunday. I usually don't do this on Sunday. Because I got to work tomorrow, and I don't want to, don't have a headache when I go to work. I mean, although I do suffer from migraines. What happened last night was, I did another cover, the same one I've done before of Linda Ronstadt. Then I did one of the Eagles. It's gonna be a heartache tonight. Well, I put that on YouTube, but apparently it's blocked in some countries, including my own, in Canada. So I'm sitting there, it says, download success. So I'm going there, it's not on my channel. Where the hell is it? Then I figured it out. That 2x4 hit my head, whatever that wild LED switched on, and so I can't get it. So it should be out there in some countries. I don't know where. So I can't, I think it just goes down as video 1. So whatever I did on that one, Heartache Tonight, the Eagles, always a good group. Names I couldn't remember last night: Joe Walsh, Don Henley, and Glenn Fry. I was thinking of maybe taking that and maybe titling it something different, but I don't want to get screwed with YouTube and lose my whole account. And I mean, what would you guys do if that happened? Anyway, the reason I got on for Sunday is, you can see it's only 5:15. But look at the, we're getting a devil of a storm right now. We were supposed to have it all weekend, actually. It's raining, but we like that we haven't got it. And as you can see in the background, my treadmill is covered with spatial. I'm not with my workout gear. It does get used sometimes in the wintertime, not as much though. So right now it is just a hanging utensil, and then I've got my bike back here, which again I use sometimes, but right now you can't see it, but it's hiding some exercise bras and some tops. So I had to do my laundry. Again, my landlord won't be back until tomorrow night, so this is maybe why I'm doing this on Sunday night. It would have been better if it had been next weekend, because here in Canada we have a bank holiday, just like the Brits. And we had a Monday off, so, and I usually book the Tuesday off. So we got a long weekend. I mean, this is just fascinating, you people, right? The reason I did this was, I used to watch Voice to the Bottom of the Sea when I was a kid, religiously. I loved Richard Basehart. Now, when you look at all the technology and all the special effects they do now with animatronics and all that stuff, I mean, there's no comparison. But at the time, in the 60s, it worked. And I was dedicated to Voice to the Bottom of the Sea because I liked Richard Basehart. I'm attracted to voices. I love voices. He had this sandpaper corrugated face too, but that I liked. As he aged, I think he got better, more interesting, Richard Basehart. All kinds of great voices like Herbert Marshall, Henry Daniell. These are people that you'd have to look up. Herbert Marshall, British fellow. Henry Daniell, I believe he was British as well, D-A-N-I-E-I-E-L-L. Of course, Roscoe Lee Brown, James Earl Jones, bunch of them. But Richard Basehart to me was the epitome, the epitome of good voices. And I bought all the Voice to the Bottom of the Sea, or the color ones anyway, not the early ones, the black and white ones, of the DVDs for the TV series. And they have an interview with it, which I'd had on this before that anyway, of Richard Basehart where they're interviewing him, and I'm going to play that. So anybody who might not know who Richard Basehart is, look him up. Varied career, but he played a great, and my father said this when I was a kid, he always played a great son of a bitch, which it's told me my father knew more about his career than I did. I only knew him from television. I picked up what he had done through his film career, La Strada. Here again, my mind goes blank when I'm trying to think of stuff, all kinds. But anyway, I found the interview, or I always had the interview, and I'm going to play that. And there's things that I would have asked him if I was the interviewer. Welcome to our 20th Century Fox Studios. There's stuff I would have asked him that this guy doesn't. Granted, back then they only had so much time. So listen to Richard Basehart being interviewed, and I'll pause it when there's something I want to know, which is, you know, it's all about me. Anyway.
For 20th Century Fox Television, Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea is in its 3rd year over the ABC TV network, and with a star of the caliber of Richard Basehart, it's no wonder the popularity of the series is as great as it is. This fine actor is our special in-person guest today. And Mr. Basehart, it's a pleasure indeed to welcome you again to our 20th Century Fox microphone.
Well, thanks a lot. It's a pleasure to be back.
The Voyage series is in color now, and it's really beautiful. How does it feel to be in your 3rd season of a top-rated show?
Well, when you start one of these things, you never know where you're going to go. And I'm amazed to find myself in this 3rd year And the ratings are holding up very well, and it looks like it might even go beyond that, which there are rewards, as you know.
One reward being the satisfaction of a job well done, I'm sure. The series demands pretty much all of your time, I assume.
Well, pretty much. I'm in every episode, of course, and the weekends are all that are left to me, and most of the time I'm working on the new script over the weekends. So I don't get away. I don't have anything like the freedom I used to have in doing pictures or the stage or whatever. And I'm having maybe a couple of months in between. But the compensations, in terms of actually working on, are tremendous. I'm a much better actor today because I did this series than I was when I started.
Now, right there, I would have gone, why do you say that? Why do you say that you're a better actor now than before you did the series? And I might even answer that own question, but is it because you're playing the same character over a variety of different scenes and scenarios and characterizations of working with people and reacting with people and stuff? Is that why somebody would say that? That's where I would go, okay, all right, we got like a 45 minutes an hour, okay. So, maybe someone can answer that question for me, who's a genuine actor, not just a pretend one like me.
Well, you have a reputation as one of the true craftsmen of your acting profession. I know you have a rich background in Shakespeare. Your role of Admiral Nelson in Voyage, however, is a bit different, isn't it?
It's a great challenge and much more difficult than playing Hamlet, for example.
Again, relating back to the other question, why? Why is it more difficult than playing Hamlet? Because Hamlet's the same character night after night after night after night, and again, you are playing a character who is over different scenarios and everything, so maybe that answered the first question, I don't know. But anyway, continue on, Richard.
You and David Hedison, who plays Captain Crane, seem to work together remarkably well. Do the two of you hit off pretty well off the camera?
You know, it's a great joy to have someone you really like and enjoy working with. If there were antagonism there or ill feeling, it would just be impossible to do the series. You couldn't do it.
Question. Isn't that the point of being an actor? you have to act with people you can't stand? That would be difficult, I would think. If you have to kiss somebody, you don't, oh, good Lord, or just someone that you just don't work off of well. Anyway, continue.
Speaking of the people connected with the series, your producer, Irwin Allen, is certainly a unique individual with tremendous imagination.
Well, that's you got to admit. I mean, it goes without saying. If it's an Irwin Allen production, it's way out.
Well, that futuristic submarine Seaview is a remarkable vehicle. I should think the actors would find some of Allen's sets and special effects stealing the scenes from them once in a while.
Well, those flashing lights behind you can really kill you, but we try to angle the shots so that they don't absolutely take over. Give the actors a little bit of a chance.
Of course, you're in color this season. Have you added any special equipment for this third year?
Some new things like a new escape hatch with real water in it so you can get really wet and things like that.
Things to add more realism. Do you get pretty wet in that escape hatch?
If you get down in that water, you're wet.
And just a personal observation for me, I never swim in front of people. I'd rather have my own pool. So like a wet laying is better than a bald, or is worse than a bald laying. So you don't want to see me coming up out wet with a bathing suit. Okay, pool prayers. Anyway, sorry. Onward.
I know in one of this new season's episodes you played a dual role when you did the filming. That must have been an interesting experience.
I played Nelson, of course, the admiral of the submarine, and an ancestor of his who died in 1822, who returns. Here's an Irishman. He comes aboard and says, lad, I've got some important information for you, and so on and so on. So playing the dual character was very interesting and a lot of fun.
It was an acting challenge, wasn't it?
Absolutely. And to play to yourself, and all of the things took place between Nelson, the admiral, and the sea captain who died in 1822. And that becomes very confusing and very difficult because you jump back and forth, between the two parts.
Well, your show has a strong Navy attachment. Servicemen, of course, are a tough audience. Do you ever have any criticism?
Not especially. I think we get a few letters from the services once in a while. I know they complain about this is not right or that's not right, or they enjoy it by and large, As a matter of fact, we may take a trip over to Europe when we finish shooting this year, David and myself, to put on a little act for the armed forces over there. It is their request that David and I come over because they see the show over there and they enjoy it. And it's like seeing a couple of old friends,
What is the age group that accounts for most of your fan mail, Dick? Are they older or younger?
Well, actually, I'm going to say the fan mail that I get is pretty well split between the 13, 14-year-olds and older people in their 40s and 50s.
And that would have been me. I probably would have been I was born in 53, so in 1965 I think is when it first started. So 10, 11, 12, and I was sucked in completely. It started off really good, Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, kind of almost like a spy thing. Oh shit, that means my intercom's gone, but keep going, keep going.
The age range of Voyage's audience is fantastic then, isn't it?
It is. It's just incredible. And one thing that's interesting that Owen told me the other day, that he made some kind of a survey, and actually, although this is reputedly sort of a kiddie show, that 80% of our audience are adults.
Well, I think that's accounted for by the fact that the series has realism.
Well, there has to be, because otherwise they wouldn't be watching it. See, we have a variety, so we get some crazy monsters now and then, which are, you would say strictly for the kids. But we also have enough realistic type of shows that there's something for the adults to get their teeth into.
And the ratings show that they do. Richard Basehart will be watching Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea with increased interest now, and may I thank you for taking the voyage to the studio to share this time with us. We've enjoyed the talk and hope you'll come back next time you're around.
Thank you very much. I hope so too. I'll try.
Okay, I lost my, looked like my internet connection. My Belkin router kind of went out there, and then it came back on, so I don't know if this will be disrupted. But anyway, it's going to go on for like 25 minutes. Anyway, so Voice of the Bottom of the Sea, Richard Basehart, just loved his voice. Again, varied career. A lot of people probably just knew him from Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, but a lot of stuff before that. And I knew I was going somewhere with that before. I forget what it was now. No. Anyway, check out Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. It's not going to be like all your techno stuff today. Like I say, I lost my train of thought. I had all kinds of stuff I wanted to say, but then I forgot. So, oh well. And it's not age. Don't anybody tell you it's age.